Sound check. Test mic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yun. Good morning. Good dawning. Good morning to all. Tuloy-tuloy na natin yung pag-review. Ngayon, first set yung gagawin nating review. First set tayo ngayon. No? First set. Kanina yung per topic yung ginawa natin. Ngayon, first set. Bali natapos na tayo ng yung marami natin question and answer. No? Bago ko magpatuloy, check ko na kung monitor kung gumagana. And hopefully, hindi maputol. Mahina yung internet dito. Yun. Ano naman siya. Sige. Okay. Thank you sa mga bago nating subscribers. From, ano ba yan? January to February. Yung mga last na nag-rate ko. Siguro susunod, i-rate ko sila. Yung mga bago nag-subscribe sa ating channel. Ngayon, para hindi na tayo magtagal, since 100 items yung ating 100 items kasi yung ating ano i-reviewin. So, medyo haba ito. Yan. Tingnan tayo from 101. So, ginagawa kong ganyan kasi yung una 1 to 100 set 1 yun. 100 to 200. 101 to 200 set 2. Then, 201 to 300 set 3 and so on and so forth. Up to 983 yung ano hopefully, matapos natin bago mag-exam na. 19 and 20 na kasi yung exam. February 19, 20. Okay, 101. The term ratio comes from the Latin verb ratu, meaning to estimate. The answer is to estimate. The term ratio comes from the Latin verb ratu or ratu, meaning to estimate. Okay, 102. Hindi tayo maglalagay. 102. If the proportion of four quantities, the first and the fourth terms referred as the extremes, the answer is extremes. If the proportion of four quantities, the first and fourth terms are referred 19 and 20 na sa x. Lakas ng isang monitor ko, sorry. Ang lakas nito. Anong nangyari sa'yo? Yun. In the proportion of four quantities, the fourth and first and fourth terms are referred to as extremes. The answer is extremes. Okay, 101. Lakas. Nangyari. Uy. Control F. 102. 102 tayo. Yun. 102. 103. The first term of a ratio is called antecedent. Uy, antecedent. I think antecedent. Well, tingnan lang natin. Yeah. The first term of a ratio is called antecedent. Antecedent yung nakalagay. Antecedent. 104. The second term of ratio is called consequent. Answer is consequent. Second term of ratio is called consequent. 105. Blank is the square roots of the products of the extreme. The answer is mean proportional. Yan. Sorry. The what? The mean proportional is the square root of the square root of the products of the extreme. Answer is mean proportional. 105, 106. Sorry. If the means of a proportion are equal, their common value is called mean proportional also. Yun. Sorry hindi ko na double check, no? Yung kanina kasi dinouble check ko. Yung 1 to 100, may mga correction. Itong 200, 101 to 200, hindi ko na ma-check kasi nagmamadali tayo. Hopefully yan, kung may mga comment, suggestion, correction, yan. Just feel free to comment. Write down the comment in this video or in the email that I previously sent, no? Pero mas maganda dito sa video na to para ma-check ko na dito yung nire-request yung correction. Pero yan, may Facebook account din naman yan at notsotech. Sabi niyo po yun. O pwede rin at notsotech@gmail.com. 107. The theorem that in every arithmetic progression, a plus b, a plus d, a is equal to 2d. The answer is the Dirichlet theorem. Theorem that in every arithmetic progression, a plus d, a is equal to 2d, and so on and so forth. The answer is the Dirichlet theorem. 108. Medyo na-fast track lang natin na konti. Although, ulitin ko siya ng 2 beses. Pero 100 to. Medyo matagal to. 1 hour siguro to. A statement that one mathematical expression is... What? Mamalik siya. Okay lang, may contract. Find. A statement that one mathematical expression is greater than or less than another is called what? Answer is inequality. A statement that one mathematical expression is greater than or less than another is called inequality. 109. If mukhang malabo yata yung ano pa. Malabo ba? Ay tayo ng connection. Or an absolute inequality. The answer is absolute inequality. If an equality is true for all values of the values, it is a or an absolute inequality. At ang labo. Sana malinaw sa iba. Malinaw naman. Check ko lang yung monitor tayo. Hopefully malinaw yung monitor natin. 109. 110. If the same number is added to both sides of inequality, the inequality is preserved. The answer is preserved. If the same number is added to both sides of an inequality, the inequality is preserved. The answer is preserved. 111. If Inequality is preserved if both sides are multiplied by, the answer is positive number. Uy. Yeah, you made it. Wala yung isang monitor. The answer is a positive number. Ito lang yung StreamYard muna. Baka nawala na. Yun, hindi naman. Hopefully, tuloy-tuloy. Inequality is preserved if both sides are multiplied by a positive number. The answer is a positive number. 112. Uy, mahaba ito. Hindi siya makita yung buong tanong. Yan. Division of a population or same in two groups based either on a measurable sample given under age 18, age over 180, or no attributes, sample given male or female. The answer is deviance. Deviance. Division of population or the same into groups based on either unmeasurable variables. Sample given under age 18, age over 180. Tanda naman yan, may nabubuhay pa bang ganyan? Or no attributes, sample given. Yan, male or female. Teka lang, i-monitor lang natin. The answer is deviance. 113 tayo. 113. Gusto ko kasi makikita kung malinaw yung monitor. Connection failed. 3 by 2 matrix can be multiplied to a what? The answer is 2 by 5 matrix. 130. At 2 by 3 matrix, 3 by 2 matrix can be multiplied to a 2 by 5 matrix. Yun. Answer is 2 by 5 matrix. 114. 14 tayo. If there are many questions as unknown, the matrix of the coefficient is a square matrix. Answer is square matrix. If there are as many equations as unknown, the matrix of the coefficient is square matrix. Yun. And so, ano nangyari dito? 115 tayo. 115. Method of solving linear equation with several unknowns simultaneously using determinants. The answer is Cramer's rule. Answer is Cramer's rule. Yan, the method of solving linear equation with several unknowns simultaneously using determinants. The answer is Cramer's rule. Uy, ano nangyari? Sana nandyan pa. Yun. Okay. Nandyan pa naman. 116. Using Cramer's rule, the determinant of the coefficient is always the denominator of the quotient. Control F, buti na lang. May 116 tayo. Yeah. Kasi ano na. Uy. Yeah. Using Cramer's rule, the determinant of the coefficient is always the denominator of a quotient. 117. Di ba may right click yan? Pwede pala yun. Okay. In any square matrix, and the elements of any two rows are exactly the same. Example, row 1 is equal to row 2 or row 2 is equal to row 3 or row 2 is equal to row 3. Determinant is 0. The answer is 0. In any square matrix, when the elements of any two rows are exactly the same, the determinants is 0. 118. 118 tayo. Pwede pala dito. Wala kasi ako mouse eh. Uy, wala siya. Yan. When the corresponding elements of two rows of A determinants are proportional, then the value of the determinants is 0. Ulit pa yan. Yun, 119. An array of m by n quantities represent a single number and is composed of elements in rows and columns is known as matrix. Tinanong na to sa set 1 for m by n. The answer is matrix. Yan. An array of m by n. Bakit dito sa isa malabo? Which represent quantities, an array of m by n quantities which represent a single number is composed of elements in rows and columns is known as matrix. 120, akalain. 20 na agad. When the two rows are interchanged in position, the value of the determinant will be multiplied by negative 1. The answer is B, multiplied by negative 1. And two rows. Tingnan natin kung bakit malabo. When two rows are interchanged in position, the value of determinant will be multiplied by negative 1. 121. Bakit ito layo na? Ito na yan. Yan. 121 tayo. 21. If every elements of a row or columns are multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the determinant is multiplied by negative k. Answer is multiplied by negative k. If every elements of a row or columns are multiplied by constant k, then the value of the determinant is multiplied by negative k. And 22. If two rows of determinants are interchanged, the determinant change sign. The answer is change sign. If two rows of a determinant are interchanged, the determinant change sign. This answer is change sign. 123. Which of the following cannot be operational in matrices? The answer is division. For division. And so yung A, B, and C is subtraction. Which of the following cannot be operational matrices? The answer is division. 124. An irrational number which is a root of a positive integer of fraction is called surd. Irrational number which is a root of a positive integer of a fraction is called surd. 125. Symbol square root A square root B means the principal nth root n is called the index. Answer is index. The symbol A square root of B means the principal nth root n is called the index. 125, no? Oh, pahinga muna konti. Ayan. Promote muna tayo ng channel sa mga hindi pa po nakaka-subscribe sa channel. Ayan, please subscribe to Not So Technique channel for more engineering topics and software tutorial. And kung nagustuhan niyo po yung video na ito, please don't forget to like this video. Ayan. 126. In the preceding item, B is called the radical. Ayan. In the preceding item, B is called the radical. Ito yun. A square root of B. The nth root is in index and B is called the radical. Yun. 127. Hopefully, matapos tayo ganyan. 127. The simple square root is called radical or radical symbol. And symbol square root is called radical or radical symbol. Yun, medyo nalamit tayo. 128. The rules of combining radicals follow the rules for fractional exponents. The answer is fractional exponent. Rules of combining radicals follow the rules for fractional exponent. 129. 129. When a number has both positive and negative nth root, the principal nth root is the positive root. The answer is the positive root. When a number has both a positive and negative nth root, the principal nth root is the positive root. Yun, 27 pa lang yun dito. 100. Okay. 130. Uy. Nagkakagawin. Kasi ano. 130. Naka 30 na tayo. Every positive number has blank nth root. The answer is 2. Every positive number has 2 nth root. Nag-shuffle ba? Nangyari dito sa sound. Shuffle. Wala na. Basta may background na konti. 131. 130 ulit muna. Every positive number has 2 nth root. The answer is 2. 131. The principal nth root of a negative number is the negative root if n is odd. The answer is odd. Principal nth root of a negative number is the negative root if n is odd? The answer is odd. 131. I'm hungry. 131. Wala eh. Naka-100 na tayo. Kailangan matapos sa akin ito. 132 na tayo. To eliminate a third, multiply it by its conjugate. The answer is conjugate. To eliminate a third, ano ba ang third? Multiply it by its conjugate. So, balikan muna natin yung third. Yan. The third is an irrational number which is a root of a positive integer of a fraction is called third. Irrational number which is a root of a positive integer of fraction is called third. Yan. So, yan naman. Ito naman tayo sa 132. To eliminate a third, multiply it by its conjugate. Yan. 133. Hirap. Review. A radical which is equivalent to non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. The answer is third. A radical which is equivalent to non-terminating and non-repeating decimal is third. 134. A radical expressing an irrational number is called third ulit. Third ulit siya. A radical is an expression. An irrational number is called a third. So, ang daming third yan. Radical is equivalent to non-terminating and non-repeating decimal is a third, and a radical expression an irrational number is called a third. Ito naman tayo sa 124. An irrational number which is a root of a positive integer of fraction is called the third. So, good. Kung meron po correction, comment, correction, yan. Pwede nyo pong, kung mali yan. Hindi ko na-check eh. Medyo matagal na, hindi na natin yan. I'm based only in the reviewer. No? I base only in the reviewer. So, kung may mali yan, comment na lang po. No? 135, a third, you should say at least one rational term. The answer is mixed third. Third, which contains at least one rational term. The answer is mixed third. 136. The process of removing third from a denominator is to rationalize the denominator. The process, bubold na nga lang natin siya. The process of removing a third from a denominator is what? Tama niya. 134. 134, 135, 136. Rationalize the denominator. The process of removing third from a denominator is rationalize the denominator. Hindi siya may 137. A quadratic equation of the form ax squared minus c is equal to 0 without coefficient of the first degree term is a or an quadratic, pure quadratic equation. Quadratic equation with the form ax squared minus c is equal to 0 without the coefficient of the first degree in term is a or an pure quadratic equation. 138. 38 tayo. If in the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, when two roots are multiplied, the result is c over a. Ca. Yan na. In quadratic equation, when two roots are multiplied, the result is C over A. 139. In quadratic equation, x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 when two roots are added. The result is negative b over a. In quadratic equation, x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 when two roots are added. The result is minus b over a. 140. The discriminant of quadratic equation is less than 0. Equation has no real roots. The answer is no real root. If the discriminant of quadratic equation is less than 0, the equation has no real root. The answer is no real root. 141. When can we say that the two roots of quadratic equation are equal? The answer is when discriminant is 0. When can we say that the two roots of a quadratic equation are equal? The answer is when discriminant is 0. 142. What is the determinant of quadratic equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The answer is b squared minus 4ac. What is the determinant of the quadratic equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The answer is bx. B squared minus 4ac. 143. What determines the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation? The answer is discriminant. What determines the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation? The answer is discriminant. 144. The real roots of a cubic equation are the points of the graph of the equation with y-axis. The real roots of a cubic equation are the points of intersection of the graph of the equation with y-axis. Answer is points of the graph, points of the intersection of the graph of the equation with y-axis. Sorry, medyo yan. Next one, 45. For cubic equation, if the discriminant is equal to 0, we produce 3 real roots, of which 2 are equal. For cubic equation, if the discriminant is equal to 0, we produce 3 real roots, of which 2 are equal. Patay natin ang earphone. Kaya ito galing. Yan. 145. Matarunan na. Next time. 3 o'clock. Abot naman yan. 146. For cubic equation, we produce 3 distinct real roots only if the discriminant is less than 0. Answer is less than 0. For cubic equation, we produce 3 distinct real roots if the discriminant is less than 0. Yan. For cubic equation, if the discriminant is equal to 0, we produce 3 real roots, of which 2 are equal. For cubic equation, we produce 3 distinct real roots only if the discriminant is less than 0. Kanina, 3 real roots. Ngayon, 3 distinct real roots. Kapag less than 0 yung discriminant. Pag equal to 0, 3 real roots. May pinagkaiba siya. No? Yun lang naman yung napansin natin. 147. For cubic equation, the discriminant is found to be greater than 0. The roots are 1 real and 2 conjugate complex roots. For cubic equation, the discriminant. Tuloy-tuloy pa naman. Yun. Tuloy-tuloy tayo. For cubic equation, the discriminant is found to be greater than 0. The discriminant is found to be greater than 0. The roots are 1 real roots and 2 conjugate complex roots. 148. 148. A succession of the number is in which one number is designated as first, another as second, and another as third, and so on is called sequence. A succession of the number in which one number is designated as first, another is second, another is third, and so on is called sequence. Uy, i-repeat pa siya. Hindi ba dapat nag-replay? 149. Indicated sum of A plus A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on is called series. Okay ba yung sequence series na first, second, third naman A1, A2, A3 is series. And an indicated sum A1 plus A2 plus A3 is called and so on is called series. And 150, bakit pang pula to? 150, repeating decimal. Repeating decimal, 0.33 is geometric series of A1 is equal to 0.3 and R is equal to 1 over 10. The repeating decimal, 0.33 is the geometric series of A1 is equal to 0.3 and R is equal to 1 over 10. Yun, pahinga muna tayo konti. May tubig ba tayo dito? Wala na. Yan, for architectural and engineering design. NDR, architects and engineers, design and consultancy. Ito po for architectural and engineering services. Yan. You can comment also here in the video. No? NDR, architects and engineers, design and consultancy. Yun, 50 na lang. 50 na lang. Malinaw pa ba? Malinaw pa. Tingnan ko kung gumagalaw tayo. Gumagalaw nga. Tingnan natin kung gumagalaw. Okay. 151. A progression whose reciprocals form an arithmetic progression is harmonic progression. The answer is harmonic progression. Progression is reciprocals forms an arithmetic progression is harmonic progression. And 52, the number between two geometric terms is geometric means. 153, the sum of the first. 152, the number between two geometric terms is geometric means. The answer is geometric means. 153, the sum of the first n terms of a series called the nth block or the nth partial sum. The answer is partial sum. The sum of the first n terms of a series is called the nth partial sum. 154. The sum of the terms of an arithmetic progression is arithmetic series. Mainit siya, mainit. Yan. The sum of the terms of arithmetic progression is arithmetic series. 155. The harmonic means between A and B is equal to 2AB over the quantity of A plus B. The harmonic means between A and B is 2AB over the quantity of A plus B. Yeah. 156. Arithmetic mean of A plus B is AB, quantity of AB, A plus B over 2. Arithmetic mean of A plus B, A and B is quantity of A plus B over 2. Or often in close parenthesis na A plus B na over 2. 157. The geometric mean of A and B is square root of A plus B. Geometric mean of A and B is square root of A plus B. Yun, ilang oras na tayo. Chat with us. Chat with us. 42 minutes. O 20 minutes pa. Baka hindi lang. 158. Yan. Are numbers which can be drawn as dots and arranged in triangular shape. The answer is triangular numbers. The numbers which can be drawn as dots and arranged in triangular shape is triangular number. 159. A figure number which can be drawn as dot and arranged in square shape. The answer is square number. Yan, obvious na yung tanong ha. Arrange in square shape. Kanina, arrange in triangular shape. Kaya triangular number. Ngayon naman, arrange in square shape. Kaya square number. 160. A sequence 1, 5, 12, 22, 35 is known as pentagon number. Ang ulit ah. 161. Sequence 1, 8, 27, 64, 125 to 16, and so on and so forth is known as cubic numbers. Ulit niya. Okay na. 162. Sequence 1, 4, 10, 20, 35, 56, and so on and so forth is known as tetrahedral number. 163. A sequence of numbers where the numbers are equal to the sum of two preceding numbers, such as 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on is called Fibonacci number. 164. What is the multiplicative inverse of integer 5? The answer is 1/5. 165. What is the additive infinite identity element of element? The answer is 0. What is the additive identity element? The answer is 0. 166. Is the multiplicative identity element? The answer is what? What is the multiplicative identity element? The answer is what? 167. The number 0 such that 0 plus a is equal to a for all a is called additive identity. The number 0 such that 0 plus a is equal to a for all a is called the additive identity. 168. The additive inverse of a complex number, a plus bi, is minus a minus bi. The additive inverse of a complex number is number a plus bi is minus a, negative a minus bi. 169. All real numbers have additive inverse, commonly called the opposites. All real numbers have additive inverse, commonly called opposites. 170. Pisan natin. All real numbers except 0 have multiplicative inverses, commonly called reciprocals. The answer is reciprocals. Nangyari? All real numbers except 0 have multiplicative inverses, commonly called reciprocals. 171. The number 0 has no multiplicative inverse. Answer is multiplicative inverse. Number 0 has no multiplicative inverse. 171. What is the additive inverse of a plus bi? The answer is minus a minus bi, or negative a minus bi. What is the additive inverse of a plus bi? The answer is a negative a minus bi, or minus a minus bi. 173. What is the multiplicative inverse of a plus bi? Yan, hindi ko na sasabihin kung bakit nagkaganito. Naguluhan din ako. Bahala na po kayo. What is the, ang alam ko kasi dito, 1 over the quantity a plus bi. Kailangan mga basic kung alam. Pero, yan. What is the multiplicative of inverse of a plus bi? 175. 174 pala yun. Bahala na po kayo. 173. Yan siya. What is the multiplicative inverse of a plus bi? 174. Which of the following is not a property of binomial expansion? X plus y to the n. The answer is number of terms is equal to n minus 1. Which of the following is not a property of expansion of a quantity x plus y to the n? Number of terms is equal to n minus 1. 175. A triangular array numbers forming a coefficient of the expansion of binomial is called Pascal triangle. Triangular array of number forming the coefficient of the expansion of binomial. Coefficient of the expansion of binomial is called Pascal triangle. The answer is Pascal triangle. Oh, bakit hindi siya maano? Dapat play all to. Iyon. Kaya muna tayo konti. 25 na lang. Tatapos na. Check ulit natin yung connection. Okay naman siya. Iyon. Okay niya, no? Iyon. Magalaw-galaw naman. Iyan siya. Yan. For more engineering topics and board exam review, pati software tutorials, please don't forget. I encourage you to like, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell notification button para update naman kayo kapag may new videos, no? And of course, I request you to please like this video. No? Every video na pinapanood nyo, please click the like button. Yun, gumagana siya. 176 na tayo. Tuloy na tayo. A coefficient of the second term of the expansion x plus y to the n is equal to n. Wait, muna ko. The coefficient of the second term of the expansion of x plus y to the n to is equal to n. Balikan na lang natin yan. Paaralan nyo na lang sa akin. Coefficient of the second term of the expansion x plus y to the n is always equal to n. 176 tayo. 177. Fine. Yun. Buti na lang may control F. How is number in the Pascal triangle obtained? Answer is by getting the sum of two numbers directly above it. Oh, Pascal triangle pala. 1 plus. How number sa Pascal triangle? How is a number in Pascal triangle obtained? Answer is by getting the sum of the two numbers directly above it. 178. The sign between the terms of the binomial is negative. Its expansion will have the sign, which are alternate starting with positive. Excuse me. Ito tayo. Una na kasi. 130 na. If the sign between the terms of the binomial is negative, its expansion will have signs which are alternate starting with positive. 179. Uy, laki na ito. Yan. In the absence of Pascal's triangle, the coefficient of any term, the binomial expansion, can be obtained by dividing the product of the coefficient of the preceding term and expansion of x of the preceding term by the exponent of the y plus 1 of the buo ko pala yun. Preceding term. The answer is the exponent of y plus 1. Haba. In the absence of Pascal's triangle, a coefficient of any term of binomial expansion can be obtained by dividing the product of coefficient of the preceding term and the expansion of x of the preceding term by the exponent of y plus 1 of the preceding term. The answer is the exponent of y plus 1. 180. Ito rin. Mahaba ang tanong. Haba ang tanong. Tago mo na. Fundamental principles of counting the states that one thing can be done in m different ways and another thing can be done in n different ways, then two things can be done in m by n different ways. The answer is m by n. The fundamental principles of counting states that is one thing can be done in m different ways and another thing can be done in n different ways, then the two things can be done in m by n different ways. Answer is m by n. 180. The arrangement of the object in specific order. Answer is Permutation is the arrangement of the object in specific order. The answer is permutation. And 82 is the arrangement of the object regardless of the order they are arranged. Answer is combination. Tago-tago muna para kunwari may surprise. Surprise daw kunwari. 182, 82, 83. 183 tayo. Shifting of entire order sequence of elements, one or more steps forward to backwards. First element taking the position of the last or vice versa without changing the order of the elements in the sequence is called transposition or transposition. Shifting of the entire order sequence of elements, one or more steps forwards to backwards. First element taking the position of the last or vice versa without changing the order of the elements in the sequence is called transposition. 184, the number of elements in the collection being permuted is the degree of permutation. The answer is degree. The number of elements in the collection being permuted is the degree of the permutation. The answer is degree. 185, the ratio of successful outcomes over the total possible outcomes is called probability. The ratio of successful outcomes over the total possible outcomes is called probability. And 86, the probability of any outcome will never be equal nor exceed 1. Answer is 1. The probability of any outcome will never be equal nor exceed to 1. Hintayin natin para medyo konting surprise. 187. Yan. 87. Ano naman siya? Tama naman. If two events, A and B, are mutually exclusive events, and the probability that A will happen, PA, and the probability that B will happen, then the probability that A and B happens is PA plus PB. The answer is PA plus PB. If two events, A and B are mutually exclusive events, and probability that A will happen, PA, and the probability that B will happen, PB, then the probability that PA and B happens is PA plus PB. 188. Check ko muna ulit kung gumagana pa. Active pa naman siya. Yun, okay. Buhay na buhay pa siya. Okay, 188. 12 to go. A and B are two independent events. The probability that A can occur is P, and that both A and B occur is Q. The probability that event B can occur is Q over P. The answer is Q over P. 188 tayo. 189. If the probability of occurrences of A is PA, what is the probability that it will not occur? The answer is 1 minus PA. if the probability of occurrence of A is PA, what is the probability that it will not occur? The answer is 1 minus PA. 190. In statistics, a pictorial description of the probability concepts of independent and dependent variables is called Venn diagram. The answer is Venn diagram. In statistics, a pictorial description of the probability concept of independent and dependent variable events is called Venn diagram. 191. Kapit na. Lang. The difference between the highest score and the lowest score in the distribution is range. The answer is range. Yeah. Answer is range. Difference between the highest score and the lowest score in the distribution. The answer is range. 192. The second power of the standard deviation is called variance. The second power of the standard deviation called variance. 193. The graph of cumulative frequency plotted at class marks and constructed by straight lines is ogive. The answer is ogive. No, kanina, 1 to 100. Dami ka ng ogive. Accumulative or accumulate frequency distribution plotted at class marks and connected by straight lines. The answer is ogive. 94. A point in the distribution of score at which 50% of the scores fall below and 50% of the scores fall above. The answer is median. A point in the distribution of score at which 50% of the scores fall below and 50% of the scores fall above. The answer is median. 195. The number that occur most frequent in a group of numbers. The answer is mode. Number that occur most frequent in a group of numbers. The answer is mode. 196. The difference between an approximate value of a quantity and its exact value or true value. The answer is absolute error. The difference between an approximate value of a quantity and its exact value or true value. The answer is absolute error. 197 is the quotient of the absolute error divided by the true value. The answer is relative error. Quotient of the absolute error divided by the true value. The answer is relative error. 198. First to a value which is not exact but might be accurate enough for some specific considerations. Tama, approximate value. First to a value which is not exact but might be accurate enough for some specific considerations. The answer is approximate value. 199. If the absolute value error does not exceed a half unit in the last digit, this digit is usually referred to as the reliable digit. If the absolute error does not exceed a half unit in the last digit, this digit is usually referred to as the reliable digit. And the last question for this set 2 session. 200, the most significant digit of the number 0.2015 is 2. The most significant digit of the number 0.022015 is 2. Yun, natapos din natin ang set 2, ilang oras yun? 1 hour and 5 minutes. Yan. Siguro kung may time ako ulit mamaya or bukas ng madaling araw, yung set 3 naman, 201 to 300 ang plumbing arithmetic. And kung may question, correction sa video na to, sa tutorial, please don't hesitate to comment in the comment section or in this video. And hopefully, sa mga nagre-review in the near exam, the nearest is February 19 to 2023 Master Plumber Board Exam. Hopefully, makapasa po kayo, makakatulong yung pag-review ninyo sa channel na ito. And sana, kung nakatulong ko at nakapasa, please don't forget to comment naman. Gaya nung dalawa nating nakatulong daw, kung hindi ko naman inaano na at least na-appreciate nila or kapag nakaka-inspired, bigay ng inspiration sa akin para magpatuloy, mag-share, gumawa ng mga video na I admit na hindi naman perfect, no? May mga correction naman, pero nakakatulong para makapasa sa board exam. Have a good day and good luck sa exam. Thank you very much sa lahat ng mga nanood ng video na ito.